Gate 14 podcast. I'm Johnny Junta. We're joined with only one of the co-hosts. Stop me when you hear this. JR is not here. Avery, how are you doing, man?
Good vacation week, all-star break for me as well. Like I've said, I thought it was going to be a little bit of a different recording week, but nope, the show goes on. Jeremy, though. So I'm halfway across the country. I found a way to get something done tonight. Jared just couldn't get off his ass at Jack Astor's in Georgetown.
And I want to say this. Listen, we have countless DMs of people DMing us. Let me get on the pod, please. Like begging to come on the podcast. This guy is given the golden ticket. He doesn't edit. He doesn't make clips. He doesn't even do merch anymore. And he can't even show up to the one thing that he has responsible. It is the pod. That is it. That is the only thing we need of him is to show up to the podcast. And he can't do that.
He's a busy guy, man. Life gets in the way sometimes, I get.
It's crazy. I don't get, you're in PEI. And listen, I love JR. I'm a JR guy. But at some point, it's like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like, you and I bust our ass here. Like, we bust our ass for this shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. I'm not going to air shit out, but it's fucking absurd. This guy knows we record on Sunday. It's Sundays, too. Like, who the fuck is going out on Sunday? It's like the only day.
It's our baseball home games. We do it every time. It happens.
I guess that's just absurd to me. That's crazy to me. And maybe, I don't know.
The search for the next host might be a nice little content piece that we do.
I don't know what's going on with Jay. Like T-Mac might just swoop in and just absolutely gas. I mean,
he is the hardest working man in Canada, so I don't know if we can get T-Mac. He's so busy.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. But I think, it's crazy to me. Like, it's just absurd. And for the people listening, I know we're gonna get tons of DMs like "fuck JR," like let me co-host. It's just not gonna happen. But it is crazy. We do bust our ass for this thing. So I did want to say that. But besides the fact, man, let's go into it. Like if you're watching on YouTube, you're probably looking at Avery right now and going, what in the flying fuck is going on with this dude? The luscious locks are gone. What was the thought process there, man? What happened?
So vacation, my hair had gotten out of control to a point where I can't take my hat off and go to like a nice establishment because it was just so ratty. So I go try and get a haircut. I was like, okay, skin fade around, like keep the hair on top. And he like pulls up my hair because I've been cutting my own hair at this point. He's like, it's too short. I was like, what? He goes, it's too short. You cut it too high. I said, okay, can you just like fix me up whatever way? He's like, I'm going to have to buzz it pretty much. It's like, oh, okay, just do it.
That wasn't the plan. So that wasn't originally the plan.
No, what like the sides and the back for sure, no hair. But yeah, top, I would have liked a little bit more hair there. I feel like Alek Manoah just without the facial structure.
It's a good look. And some may say you saved the season. I think. When did you get that? You got that when I was at the game
Friday morning.
So yeah, the Jays are 3-0 when you have that, right?
That,
I mean, I don't want to say you kind of turn the season around, but you kind of turn the season around. And listen, and I know I talk about these fucking bitches in the comment section. The people saying to me, "Why are you celebrating? You just be a AAA team." What does that even mean? Is there an alternate fucking column on the record where it says AAA team victories? The Jays fucking won. And if the Jays would have lost, you would have been fucking DMing us and commenting on our shit that the Jays are poverty anyways. So why the fuck can I celebrate when the Jays score three fucking runs against Piams, who by the way is a sub-3 ERA, and they pull the rabbit out of their hat and they score.
Blue Jays legend, right?
Yeah, Blue Jay legend. Steve Simmons is the biggest fucking pussy I've ever seen on my life on Twitter. I don't know if you saw that tweet, but Steve Simmons was
it the jacket and the
no,
tweet?
It was something along the lines of the Jays walk it off against the AAA Kansas City Royals, and they're celebrating like they just won the World Series. Shut the fuck up, Steve Simmons. Like, there isn't a bigger loser. Steve Simmons is the reason why players, and this is just an open thing, have gotten death threats. Why Nazem Kadri does not want to come back to Toronto because of fucking idiots like Steve Simmons. Why Phil Kessel hates the media. He is the reason why.
Doesn't Matthews hate him too? He outed him for
Matthews.
COVID.
He outed Matthews' medical information just casually. Steve Simmons is the biggest piece of shit in all of Toronto media. I can't believe that dude still has a job. I seriously can't. No one likes that dude. And I used to work at TSN, and everyone at TSN used to think that guy was the biggest piece of shit ever too.
I unfortunately think that's exactly why he still has a job, because people like hate Rita's stuff. over dumb shit like that. He's playing the villain so well that people just read his shit.
I hate him. I like in that tweet, and I don't understand, what do people want us to do? What does Steve Simmons want us to do? The Jays just walked the game off the week after they got swept by the fucking Oakland Athletics. Do you want the Jays to just let Teoscar rot out there after walking it off and just dead fucking wind sprint to the dugout? What do they want us to do? What do they want the Jays to do? What's the alternative to winning a walk-off game against the Major League Baseball team? How do you celebrate it?
No, you just got to kind of like sit down and just like high five or something like that. But honestly, handshake. I mean, it's on the record. No one's going to remember these games at this point. Like at the end of the season, they're not going to. Actually, I will look back and remember the time we played.
Yeah,
half.
That was a great series.
It was awesome. But I mean, it's going to be on John Schneider's record. It's going to be on the Blue Jays record. So a win's a win. And if you don't like it, go fuck yourself. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Simple.
That's a great way to put it.
And you celebrating it too. It's like, you want to show up. People who spent their money, you didn't spend money for those tickets, right? But people did show up and they want to see the Blue Jays win. So you're going to be excited when the Blue Jays win. It's like, it's as simple as that.
It's as clear-cut simple as that. You win a Major League Baseball game, which obviously, like I stated earlier, from that the West Coast trip or whatever, it's clearly hard to do win games in Major League Baseball. So why not celebrate it? And these are the same fans that would chirp us and say the Yankees are way better. The Yankees this, the Yankees that. The Yankees would beat teams like this, and we would roast. Like, it's at the end of the day, you won a Major League Baseball game. We're going into the All-Star break. John Schneider takes over. He goes 5-1. Or was this 5-1 or 4-1? I think it's 4-1. He goes 4-1. How can you not be happy right now? I don't care who the fuck they're playing. They're still facing big league pitching.
Yeah, you don't need to convince me. I agree that it's. I mean, Bubic is a starter. You face Zach Greinke. Daniel Lynch came out of the bullpen at one point this weekend. Like, there wasn't bums coming out on the mound. Sure, some of the hitters, but these were, like we had said before. I don't know. We said it. Exactly. Like, Nick Pratto is going to be in the big leagues like this year, no matter what. He's a Gold Glove first baseman. It's like we know these are good players coming up anyway, so it's not that different.
It's absurd. And also, I was sitting with the family of the Royals second baseman, Mike Massey, I believe is his name. Yeah. I'm looking, and this is another thing that adds to our point. This dude was hitting 348 in AAA. He's not like, they're not calling up just their fucking janitors that work at Kauffman Stadium. They're calling up legit big league ready dudes. Nick Eaton, first career hit was a goddamn home run. Pratto is nasty, disgusting. And this Massey kid, I believe, had 3 or 4 hits and only played 2 games this weekend. So
and then Pasquantino's been up for 2 weeks. Like, it's and these guys are also good.
It's a good team. Like, they're not, like, obviously they're not a good team, but it's guys that are clearly big league ready that are finally getting their shot, because the young, and I don't know if you see the tweets, but Royals fans don't want Whit Merrifield back. They don't want Dozier back. They don't want Benintendi playing for them again. They're done with all those guys. And I don't mind the direction the Royals are going into. It's not a Royals podcast, but man, these young guys are legit. Like that center fielder, Eaton, he was fast. He's fast as fuck.
Yeah, you saw that live for sure. But that's interesting with how the Royals, there's some of those Royals prospects. Like, I would love to have Vinny Pasquantino in the Blue Jays system right now as a huge left-handed bat that's going to absolutely mash the rest of the season. Like, we would die for some of those prospects, and it's come with some losing for the Royals, which is unfortunate, but especially draft season prospects, all that. It's a good time to get them up.
And I guess we'll go into the series. We got to talk about the guy that won the week, in my opinion, Jose Berrios. And I texted you this. Is he not one of the most confusing human beings of all time? Confusing pitchers of all time. He gets shelled against potentially like dog shit teams. And then against the Phillies, pretty good lineup, not a bad lineup. He carves. I think he had 13 punchies or 14. And then today he carves as well. I have never seen a dude that at one point looks like he's just throwing BP in the home run derby to a Cy Young caliber guy. I don't get it with this dude. Like, what the fuck, Berrios?
Yeah, obviously you don't really know what's totally going on, but as a guy who watches on TV, you see the stuff. I don't know if it's the camera angle, but his stuff looks like the best of anyone of all time. Like the way his 2-seam moves that much, his slider moves, starts in the other's batter's box and finishes below the guy's back foot. It's like, this guy looks awesome. And then you serve up a home run to Nick Pratto there. That's at the top of the zone, 96. Like, how does someone get a bat to that? So it is really confusing, the struggles. But what were the numbers that you just sent us in that tweet? He has been very good. And like, to go kind of deep into these games at this point, I'm happy to see him back a little bit. I think he's got a strong second half to build on.
And I'll read it. And listen, we obviously have been hard on Jose Berrios, rightfully so. He signs a pretty big ticket here, and he was struggling, obviously looking at his ERA and stuff like that.
I think if he was a free agent signing, we'd be way harder on him because we didn't know what he could do. So the fact that it's just a re-up, we've kind of given him a little bit of leeway. And
this is the stats. So Jose Berrios over his last 3 starts, including today, heading into the All-Star break, 18 innings, 17 hits, 6 runs, 2 walks, 26 strikeouts in 18 innings. I mean, for a guy that just obviously, if you just watch the Jays religiously or just watch the Jays casually, you see this guy's movement on his pitches. It is, and Bryson was telling you and I too, I believe. I don't know if he just told me or if it was you and me.
Yeah, I was there.
His stuff is fucking it's insane. You just got to sit first pitch on this guy because
he said he was only swinging at fastballs, right?
Yeah. It's absurd. And I saw the stat on his fastballs. Teams are hitting 370 on Berrios' fastball.
Yeah, we've gone on into that.
That is absurd. How is that even possible? That's why his ERA is fucking 6. But man, today I genuinely, like I said, I think he won the week. He was awesome. He's been awesome.
Yeah, no, the Kirk dinger too kind of helped. That was awesome. But no, he was really good. I was happy with the start. I didn't get to watch the Max Castillo start. I was flying. Explain that to me. How that did you see?
It was a weird start. So you can obviously kind of tip it at me mushing, but he was like, I just consistently was tweeting like Max Castillo fucks. Like he was really in his element, and I think they took him out at the right time, I guess, because he was kind of playing like an opener role, 3 innings, 3 earned runs. But I generally don't think that stat line says how he pitched. I mean, obviously a decent amount of hard hit balls, but dude, I was at the game. Like, he was catching a lot of hitters off balance. His shit didn't look bad. He's a rookie. Like, you can't move a guy from starter to bullpen. You got to let him have a role that he can actually like adjust to and be ready for. That's why I think he's going to be a good start. I think he's a good 5. I really do think he's a good 5.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all. How was Amir?
He was good.
Yeah,
he didn't pitch. No, he didn't pitch. It sucks, but
the whole weekend.
The whole weekend. No, that's what sucks though, because the Jays' whole lineup is righties and he's a lefty. Yeah. So like the matchups don't really make sense. So like maybe against Zimmer, I really
they don't need him against Zimmer.
Yeah, I guess. Like I really don't like. Yeah, it sucked, but at least it was pretty much a free trip to Toronto for him.
Yeah, he met Adam Sandler.
Yeah, he did meet out, which is crazy. I guess Adam Sandler's filming like a movie here. He was in Oakville, Milton. Yeah, Adam Sandler has to be like such fuck you rich. The way he dresses is absurd.
It's the bummiest rich person I've ever seen.
I can't believe it. He's wearing basketball shorts and just like a golf tee, I guess. It's absurd the way this man dresses. He's married.
It's so baggy too. Were you one of the guys who would wear basketball shorts under their jeans?
No, never.
When I was in Kansas, I swear everyone did that. Basketball shorts under the jeans. Like, what do you guys think? Like, threes are gonna break out at some point?
That's serial killer shit. That's
all
like
the time. Everyone.
That's serial killer shit. That really is. And before we go into, I got to bring something up. So, you want to talk about bad luck? So today, I was about to go on my way to the gym, and my phone's in my pocket, and I go sit down in my seat, and while I'm closing the door, my phone slips out of my pocket, and the door meets my phone halfway while it's closing and just snaps my phone. But luckily, I got my phone, like the screen fixed in like an hour. It was like, I called the guy. I was like, I need this fixed now. Like, there's no alternative. There's no tomorrow. I need it fixed now. So he's all right. I'll do it for you. But you want to talk about bad circumstances? Like, what the fuck? It was just
it's gonna be like an absolute slow-mo moment too of that, you seeing it happen live as well. That's a nightmare.
Yeah. And I was just like, I was obviously I was kind of not paying attention. So right when I close the door, I just feel something like slip out of my pocket. I'm like, keep closing the door. Boom. Fucking phone gonzo.
Was it before the gym or after the gym?
No, before. So I had to go to the gym while after dropping my phone off. No phone. No idea what the score of the Jays game was. No idea how many strikeouts Spencer Strider had. It was a nightmare. I honestly I didn't maximize my potential at the gym. That's just all you can really say about that with no phone. That's crazy. And how did people live in the world with no phones? How?
I was thinking about that when we had the outage last week too. That's nuts. But I was sitting on the plane next to a very old woman, and when she got bored, she just brought out crossword puzzles.
That is miserable.
But I know, but it's just the same thing. It's all they had. Right?
That is miserable. Like, and I can't even imagine. Could you for example, we're gamblers. Could you imagine having a bookie and you're gambling on a sporting event, right? Like, let's say you're gambling on a Dodgers game.
Yep.
And you don't know if you won your bet until fucking tomorrow when the paper comes out with the box score. How do you do that?
Think about it from the guys who are in debt too, desperately in debt and need a winner. And then you just get your knees broken and the next day you don't even know the score of the game yet. It's oh, fuck, I guess we lost.
I genuinely, like I said, I don't know how people do it. It's a crazy feat. And I got to tip my cap to those who lived during the age with no cell phones when they were our age. It is a one, it's you have no understanding about baseball. You don't know. How do you know about opposing players and prospects and shit like that? They just arrive. I genuinely don't know how that was a thing. It's crazy.
Yeah, they just show up.
They just show up that's why it's without my phone, I was looking around the gym. I was this is miserable. I have no idea if the Jays won. I don't know if Romano blew it or not. Obviously, what we saw yesterday. I was man, what the fuck is going on here? So I got to tip my cap, man. If you're listening to this podcast and you never had a phone at one point in your life when you were in your 20s, I'm assuming there's not going to be a lot of people, but good for you. Credit to you for that shit, man. That's incredible stuff. It really is.
I got an exercise I want to do here. Now the first half, the unofficial first half is over. I think we should give some grades to all the the pitchers, the bullpen.
Okay.
The infielders, the outfield.
Okay, go down the list. You can go down the list, I guess.
So starters. What's the grade you're giving the starters? I think I'm gonna do you want to do letter grades or number grades?
We can do letters. Well, you can go first. I want to hear what you say.
I think we're at a B starting wise.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I generally do think of B.
Not even a B plus, not even a B minus. I think the top end has been good at times, really good at times, and the bad has been really bad. So it just kind of evens itself out to a B.
The thing is, a B is, and positive Johnny here, a B is a good grade considering the fact that this is a rotation that had Yusei Kikuchi in it for a significant amount of time.
He's going to pitch the biggest game of the year at this point. I guarantee it. He's going to start it at the end of the year. He's going to start it somehow.
And this is a rotation that had Ryu in it too. I genuinely don't know, but I'll tell you what, a B is a good grade for this rotation. And that's a truthful and honest grade. I generally would rank it the same thing because I just don't know. You can't Max Castillo is the 5. I'm taking that. Ross Stripling has kind of canceled out how dog shit Kikuchi has been, as well as Ryu. So and you got to tip your cap to Berrios, or not Berrios, to Gossman and Manoah. Those two guys have been consistent all year. Maybe a bad start here and there, but fuck, man. Gossman's stats are insane still. Looking back on we were getting those
he is getting those losses, unfortunately. There was that 3-game stretch where he kind of tipped his pitches, right? It was the Tigers start, a Twin start, and another start. But before that, he was really good. After that, he's been really good.
Yeah, I think B is a good grade. I think B is a great grade.
Bullpen.
I
was going to give it.
I'm not going to be as negative with it. I'm going to say C minus.
So it's basically a fail. It's so close to a fail.
It's close to a fail, but hear me out. This last week, the bullpen has been kind of fucking sick. The Phillies series, they were electric, and obviously it's recency bias, but I'm almost positive.
By the way, have you seen Trevor Richards' numbers since he's been back?
Absurd numbers.
Yeah.
Dude, when I was in the game, he was throwing like 95, 96. I was like, what the fuck is this? Where did this come from? If this guy could throw 95, 96, just make him the setup guy. But his stats are crazy because he walks so many guys still. It's weird.
The walk was the one bad. There's like 4 walks in 10 innings or something.
Let's look at that, actually. I'm going to look at Trevor Richards' stats. Should I just do last 15?
Would that make more sense? 14 days. Or do last 30 days because he might. Fangraphs should be able to get you that pretty easily. But no, honestly.
So, no, we'll do. Okay, so we'll do because I believe his last 7 games is when he got back. Right, he's only been apart, for 7. Let me just. I want to get that just clear here. So yeah. So July, he got back July 3rd. Trevor Richards got back, and listen, hand up, we chirped him a lot. Verbal meme, Shaq. Sorry, brother, I didn't know your game. His last 7 games, so the month of July, 7 innings, 0 earned runs, 2 hits, 12 fucking punchies. Trevor Richards, I don't know if this guy got a fucking shot or something, like some sort of steroid, but this guy was pumping 95, 96 when I was there. He's been an absolute firecracker out of the bullpen. It's absurd. It's like a guy I have no idea. Maybe he got a testosterone shot. He does have gray hair.
Yeah,
but
he is taking some test pills.
He's been absurd.
He was one of the guys we trusted the first month, right? And then after that, it was like, send this guy to the moon.
And that's why I'm giving it a C- because
of Trevor Richards.
Bullpen. No, because this is a bullpen that has been overworked. Like,
the body's meant to work, right? Body's meant to bleed.
Overworked, and I believe at one point of the year the bullpen was pretty decent, right?
Like stats wise.
Yeah, I think we read something about it where it was like kind of decent, but yeah, I could be wrong on that.
Do you think they have overperformed their talent or underperformed their talent?
I think underperformed.
The
reason why I think underperformed is because you have guys like, I mean, actually, I would say like decent, like just media, like as expected.
Middle too.
I'm going to say as expected because Yimi Garcia is incredible. He like his last few appearances, he's been awesome to watch. I love Yimi Garcia. Jordan Romano is obviously not overworked, but he's sub 2.5 ERA, all-star. Whatever that means.
Apparently, there's 80 all-stars this year at some point.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. We'll talk about that after this. But, I think decent. The only wrinkle for me and guy that I always thought I could trust that hasn't been good is Tim Meza. I don't know what the fuck happened to Tim Meza. I really don't.
All right, no, I don't disagree with any of that. Maybe my grade was a little harsh, but. Sorry.
The bullpen's fucked a lot of games though. Looking back on it, like they're 6th worst in baseball, so a C- is kind of generous. Really is.
Good guy, Johnny. All right, so do you want to do lineups or like infielder? Let's do the lineup.
Yeah,
the hitters.
Just hitters in general.
I'm gonna give it an A. We're top 4 offense in baseball with all the numbers.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna say B+ because obviously you've had guys like Bo Bichette underperforming crazy. I believe he's hitting 250, which is something that he's rarely done. I mean, Bo Bichette hitting 250 is kind of sad. And by the way, while we're mentioning the hitters, can the people shut the fuck up about Vladdy? Like, can they shut the fuck up about this dude? Vladdy has been, and if this week didn't make you shut up about him, I don't know what will. The guy is hitting one-handed nukes over left field fence. He started the rally on Saturday. People forget that as well, with the double in the gap to originally score.
The hardest hit ball of all time. Possibly.
Yeah, it's like, and people are commenting in the Blue Jay Center, like, can we send Vladdy down? Like, can we send him down the order or send him down triple or trade? Obviously, they're being sarcastic with the trade him shit, but Vladdy, you can't expect a dude. Like, look at Juan Soto this year. Juan Soto is a generational talent, generational hitter, a guy you give up your whole farm system for. And he's hitting, I believe, below 240, correct? It's something in those lines. It's a crazy number that he has never hit probably in his life.
Vladdy, I don't know what he's hitting.
If you want to say Vladdy is underperforming, like, let me just read his stats at the break. All right. So Vladdy, let's look what his on-pace numbers are. So we're at the break here, and people are fucking complaining about Vladdy, which again makes my fucking blood boil. Vladdy at the All-Star break, 20 home runs, 57 RBIs, 271 average, 346 OBP, 830 OPS. I genuinely don't know what more you could
What's
ask.
his? Do you get to see his weighted runs created plus there? Are you on Fangraphs or?
No, I'm not on Fangraphs. I will take a look at that then. I'll take a look at that. But dude, it's like the guy's been fine, man. He's almost leading first base in every category.
Yeah, no, it's crazy to talk about him. For like, can we remember how young this guy is? Like, there's a lot of things that go into it. He struggled his first season, first 2 years, maybe a little bit, and then last year was just one of the best offensive seasons we've seen in forever.
His weighted runs created plus, I don't know if this is 130. Like, that's not bad, right? I don't know what that, like, I don't know if that's
30,
high or low.
I think it's like 30% above average.
Okay, then there's
Jordan Alvarez is like 200. That's how good he is.
Yeah, so Vladdy's weighted runs created plus is 130. I genuinely don't know what more you can ask for. Like, complain about Vladdy, complain about fucking Bo and other guys that are clearly underperforming at a miraculous level. Everyone on this team has been performing perfectly fine, in my opinion. Obviously, besides like the guys that don't play, like Biggio, Zimmer, those guys. Teoscar's been unbelievable the last week. Lourdes just never gets out. Vladdy today, again, I believe he went, what did he do today? 3 for 4. Or that was 3 for 4 yesterday. Sorry. I just thought, I don't get what more people want out of this dude, man. It's like, this is why some dudes don't want to play in Toronto. This guy's just buzzing. He's on the loose. He was 2 for 4 today and 3 for 4 yesterday. 5 for 8 in his last 2 games.
He's starting the All-Star game.
And he's starting the All-Star game. But the Vladdy slander needs to stop. It does. I'm just so tired of it. Yes, he gave us a great year last year, and it's a very hard year to mimic. But based off these numbers, he's going to put up almost the same amount of home run, or a little bit less than what he did last year. But he's still like one of the best hitters in the lineup. So I just don't understand it.
Yeah. No, I got nothing to say. I agree with that. I got, did you see the video of John Schneider announcing that SB was going to be an all-star?
Yeah. Boys were loving it. I can't see Charlie doing that. Seriously, can't see Charlie doing that.
That's a guy who fucking controls the room right there. I love that. It's just alpha for sure.
He's such an alpha. He is such, I actually like, I'll say this, like, John Schneider has been nothing, and obviously these exceed expectations. Like, we'll see after next week when they face the Red Sox, where this team's at in comparison. But the Red Sox, by the way, are poverty. Holy fuck! They gave up 14 runs today and yesterday. They're not great. Right. But yeah.
Hand up. I gotta. Are you gonna? Sorry, I won't cut you off.
Who are you gonna apologize to? Who are you gonna apologize to? I love it. About what?
A video has surfaced, and I think I previously have apologized for the George Springer in the box thing. I did this last week. I'm gonna post it after this.
The theatrics with him gotta stop. Can we get this guy a goddamn goalie pads at the plate?
It is crazy. He doesn't wear a leg guard. Yeah. He's gonna break his ankle, and he said he needs to lay off the inside pitches. It's like, yeah, no shit, dude.
Well, or you could keep swinging at them and just maybe wear Evo Shield or like a leg guard, like a basic human being. It's crazy. Every single, and I was talking about this dude at the game. We were sitting, obviously, you shut out Bryson for the tickets. We're sitting pretty like close, and every single either swing and miss or foul ball, he's literally like he's Dougieing in the fucking batter's box. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, I hope this disease that he's developed will get better soon once his elbow's healthy, maybe. But it's a 45-second clip. If you haven't seen this, it'll be posted to the Gate 14 Instagram. Gate 14 Pod is probably what our Instagram is if you haven't followed it yet. But yeah, no, it's actually hilarious. No one else
week
that he did all those things.
Yeah, I think it's just this week.
I think a guy went on to like the MLB 66 where you can find out certain things, and those were the only ones he could find. It feels recently he's been doing it a ton.
Yes. A ton. If you told me he's been doing it a ton, I would have believed you. Like if you'd have told me that video was just from this week, I would have believed you. I seriously would have. But
yeah. There's a video from like the Texas series, and that was the first series of the year.
yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy visual, and you wonder why this guy has pastrami hamstrings or whatever. Like, like George Springer, man. Like, just chill. Seriously, if he would have played in the All-Star game, though, I seriously would have been pissed.
Yeah, well, the fact that he needed an off day before the All-Star break, it shows how hurt he really is. Like Charlie
really
would do
does.
that unironically. Like he would do it like, oh, he probably needs a day off, but I understand that he's that hurt.
Yeah, no, he's very hurt. And there's another thing also that I want to talk about, because obviously we made a TikTok about it, I believe 3 weeks ago. And we made a TikTok about it 3 weeks ago. And these fucking loser stat nerds, like, oh, whatever. We're just being absolutely clownsters about it. We got to talk about a guy that has shut up a ton of people, Renato Tapia. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. We'll just say Tapia from here on out. How good has this dude been, Avery? Let me read it out for you. His last 30 games, hitting 323. Last 15, 356. Last 7, 444. The guy has been absolutely lights out off of the bench. Lights out. This is a guy that I'm completely fine. I was saying it to you at the game. If there's runners on and Tapia's up, I'm like, whatever, let's go. Let's ride. Yep. He's been incredible, dude. He's been so good. It's awesome. I love to see guys like that. A left-handed bat, which what we need, come off the bench and just start once every like 3 or 4 games and just flat out fucking rake. Tapia has been that dude. He has.
It's not even rake. It's just doing his job. A guy who table setter, right? You put him at that part of the lineup. You need to get on base and try and manufacture something that's nuts. We've let him run a little bit too. The one of the best things, I don't know if you saw this because it was on the broadcast, but he hit Friday. He hit the single into center field that he tried to stretch into a double, and like all the boys were fired up. John Schneider like talked to him twice, saying like it was that good of a play that they want to run and be aggressive. So John Schneider likes him. The team likes him. He, as a fan, I don't know how you can't like him. Like he's a flashy guy. He plays a fun style of baseball. Sure, he doesn't hit the home runs, but he does what we need him to do all the time.
He's been awesome. He's been as advertised.
Jared was too scared to take a picture with him too.
Yeah, ever since then, he just kind of really turned it on. Yeah, like, and obviously this is a guy that will always get compared to Renato Grichuk, right? Will always get compared to Renato
hasn't
Grichuk.
Been shit.
Renato Grichuk hitting 248 this year. Not that great. Last 15 games 286, last 7 games 286, last 15 204, last 30 229. So based off recency bias, you could definitely make the case that the Jays they got what they needed, one left.
I wouldn't even know if it's a fleece. It's just like 2 guys who weren't doing it for those teams and they just needed to change the scenery, right?
Tapia, dude, he's awesome. He really is. Like, and you mentioned that he plays with a fire under his ass. He's trying to stretch singles into doubles. He's stealing bases. His helmet always comes off, which is also like a thing.
The 3 like pigtails in the back. I personally don't think it's a great look, but I don't care. I don't care.
I don't care what this guy does. As long as he keeps doing this shit, I'm all in on the Tapia train. I've always been a Tapia guy too. I'm pretty sure. Maybe early I was kind of like hesitant with it, but I'm pretty sure like for 2 or 3 months now, I've always been a Tapia guy. I think he's awesome. I really do. And he's like, I don't know. I think he's a good left-handed bat you can have. And obviously he kind of takes the weight off of management shoulders when trying to acquire left-handed bats. The Jays still need to get someone left-handed bat. Not as much of a priority as starting pitching and bullpen guys. Makes it a little bit easier for them, especially when you got Tapia. So yeah. Shout out to Tapia, man. Honestly, he's been unreal. He was a massive part of why the Jays won that game yesterday. For sure.
It's been great. So do you want to wrap this up here? Shorter one before the All-Star break. Do you want to guess stat lines for guys in the All-Star game? How do you think they're going to do? Or actually, home run derby winner first. Let's do our predictions.
Home run derby?
I think Kyle Schwarber is going to win.
No, that's the chalk. I don't take the chalk.
What?
Here.
Pete Alonso's won 2 times in a row.
Yeah, I'm not taking the chalk.
How's that?
Pete Alonso.
Okay.
I'm going to say Ronald Acuna Jr.
Nice.
His BP is a fucking light is a laser show.
Yeah, apparently. No, he's awesome. I mean, Julio must be the same way.
I'm going to say it's Acuna Julio. Like those are 1-2. I genuinely do think because the chalk usually never wins besides the Alonso years and stuff like that. But
it was Gallo was, I think, a little chalk last year. That's who I picked to win, and he got it in the first round.
That's what I'm saying.
You gotta have the stamina to hit it. So I think like it's the bigger guys who get tired by the end who still got a little bit of juice, not the smaller guys who are powering up to get it out of the yard.
Acuna, though, that guy does never have he and if you watch him play, he never takes swings off though. So that's like
doesn't.
I'm gonna say Julio Rodriguez or Ronald Acuna. Those are the two that I really have chalk, like 1-2 guys.
Okay, I'll go Schwarber. I like Schwarber.
Schwarber, yeah, I could definitely
the funniest thing about Pete Alonso's home run derby is his BP pitcher throws the slowest of anyone. He just lobs them in there and let Pete hit nukes, which is how everyone should do it. They don't need help at that point.
Yeah, I guess. The Pete, yeah. I think Schwarber's a good pick because he has a walkthrough in the first round with Albert Pujols. I guess we got to talk about that.
For one, I don't care to see it at all.
I don't care to see it either. It's like letting that kid run into the end zone.
Who's the other guy? Miggy's on. It's a little different.
No, I'm saying it's like kid, eh? No, not Make-A-Wish kid. I'm saying it's like that kid that's like a athletic trainer his whole career, and you throw him in the game and like you just let him lob threes and like he gets one. It's like a viral. Like that's what
ball his life goes nuts.
Yeah, that's what our Pujols is. But you got to talk about it. What the fuck's going on with the All-Star game, dude? And I saw Ken Rosenthal tweet it. 80 fucking All-Stars? 80? Is that a true number?
He said it was 10% of the league at this point.
We're just throwing All-Star games out there like it's nothing now.
If anyone pitches on Sunday, they're automatically out. That's just a thing. But that's an actual thing. Like if you pitch on Sunday, that's why Garrett Cole's not going. Any of those guys, if they pitch Sunday.
So you still keep the All-Star, like you're an All-Star name.
Yeah.
So we're just lobbing it out.
Yeah. Like Miles Michaelis is
really
an All-Star. No.
Is Espinal really an All-Star?
No, he's not.
No, seriously. No, he's not.
He's been great. He's overperformed, but he's not an All-Star.
He's not
but I'll be cheering him on in the game.
The fact that Ty France just got in today.
Austin Riley just got in today.
It's like I don't know how they could fix it. Maybe make it a player vote type of thing. Maybe that would be a little bit biased, I guess you could say, but they got to fix the All-Star vote. Like I know it's for show and all this shit, but there's some dudes on there.
Well, people are going to chirp us because Canada almost put all Blue Jays in the All-Star game to start.
Yeah, but in retrospect, Canada has a less population than California. So why isn't the All-Star game just full of fucking California guys like LA and Angels and Dodgers?
Well, there is 5 California teams, right?
True. Yeah, I guess they kind of got it. Yeah, that is true. But I don't really care for the All-Star game. I just really look forward to the home run derby, maybe. And
Vladdy going deep off Corbin Burns last year was awesome.
That was sick. I think Vladdy won the All-Star game MVP last year. Yeah. Shocker. I hope he does that again this year, to be honest. It just sucks that like Garrett Cole won't be there because him having a meltdown in the All-Star game would be so all-time. It would be just so all-time for Twitter. It really would.
Lead off nuke or something like that.
Yeah. So the All-Star game, and one thing I will say, which is kind of sick, is the futures game. I am all in on the futures game. I am all in on the futures game. It's like, it gives me, how do I say this? It gives me like college kids that still have something to play for vibes. It's not a fuck around zone, I don't think. Like they're all really trying to like one up each other and get like the MVP with Ken Griffey and shit like that. And we did break our streak. Ricky Tiedemann, I think the other guy, not Ricky Tiedemann, the other guy got the win.
Nice.
Yeah. So Big Dick Rick was doing what Big Dick Rick does, obviously face for the camera. I think he was vlogging it. It was electric. Sup to his mom, by the way.
Jesus.
Yeah. So it is crazy. It's the futures game is sick because you see these dudes you look back on it in 5 years and you're like, holy shit. Like this roster had this. It's absurd.
It's like when you go like I enjoy doing this with some buddies with some beers around a campfire, just going back in old drafts and just seeing how people have panned out. It's the exact same thing for the futures game, like looking at those rosters to see what happened.
The futures game is more like, how do you? It's like it's a smaller sample size, like it's smaller people, so you can just like easier to read out and shit. But I love reading futures games rosters like 5 years ago and just being like,
what the
you
fuck
mean to tell me
guy?
like Acuna played with fucking all like it's sick. It's unreal.
Yeah. No, I didn't watch it at all, but I'll definitely go back and see our guys play.
Yeah. And by the way, Fish and Official, we broke our record of having futures game MVPs on it.
Ooh.
So the two year tradition has been broken.
Let me guess the guys.
Shea Langlier's won it this year.
Yeah, he was a Baylor catcher, right?
So who? Yeah, so let's have you guess it. Who's, because obviously there was none in 2020, so it's 2019 and 2021.
Grayson Rodriguez.
No, it's both hitters.
Yeah, then I won't fucking get it.
Sam Huff on the Rangers.
Yeah, no chance.
I believe he had 2 home runs that game. And Brennan Davis on the Cubs.
He showed out last year. He was really good.
Yeah. So I know Brennan Davis had 2 home runs. Sam Huff hit 1. So
Sam Huff's home run probably went 600 feet though.
Yeah, he is a menace to society. That kid is a freak.
So overall, first half, what are our thoughts on the team? Like, break it down. You're writing an essay. This is the final paragraph.
Of looking back on the first half, I would say,
I know it's not actually the first half, but I say
pre-All-Star game at the All-Star break, pre-All-Star break.
Yeah.
I would say the Jays, I would say it's a B. I would say it's a B. A lot of games they gave away. A lot of games they gave away. I'll give the Jays the report card a B. That's the best I could give it.
I'm just gonna put a U on my report card. Just a little underperformed.
Yeah.
I don't think they were bad. I think they underperformed a little, but maybe the expectations were too high. Do you think they were too high?
Yeah, I think, and like I said, we're fucking idiots for obviously how much we were pumping the tires of the Toronto Blue Jays before the season, looking at this bullpen. I don't know how we genuinely thought that, but let's look at a stat that Mike Wilner gave out.
You like that?
Obviously, I'm not going to quote. I shouldn't have even given him credit because he's a fucking loser. But so this is the 6th time in Blue Jays history that they've had 50 wins or more at the All-Star break. So the other 3 out of the other 5 times, 84, 85, 87, they also did it in 1992 and 2016. So I would definitely say we got to look back on this as a little bit more optimistic. I did not, first of all, hand up. I didn't see the Yankees winning like 63, 64 games at the All-Star break, but that is crazy.
It's probably the most disappointing part to the season is that the Yankees are so good. And just Matt Carpenter became Barry Bonds. Aaron Judge is really good. Their bullpen's amazing. Yeah, it's probably the most disappointing part of the season is that the Yankees are so good for me.
It's just the Yankees just don't like, they just don't stop. Like fucking hell. It's insane to me how good they are. And Matt Carpenter, by the way, like this guy was a bum in the Rangers organization and no one wanted him, got released. Yankees like, yeah, we'll pick you up. He's hitting 360, this fucking guy. Yeah, 360.
He's like on a 62 full year pace home runs.
I don't get it. I really don't fucking get it, man. Good for Matt Carpenter, dude. Matty Mustache.
He does look good in the Yankees uniform. I'll say that.
He does look. He was born to be a Yankee, man. He really was.
To wear the pinstripes.
And shout out, by the way, to the Boston Red Sox, who going into the All-Star break have not won a single series against an AL East opponent.
Are they higher than us in the standings still?
No, below us now.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Orioles, I believe, are only a game and a half, 2 games back of them. The Jays kind of spaced that lead out a little bit after going 5-1 this week. But the Red Sox, and I've said it a lot, they're poverty. They're 48 and 45. They're not great.
Yeah.
And the Jays are 14 and a half games back. The Yankees have a plus 200 run differential.
No.
Yes. The next up in that division, in the Jays
they're
division,
plus 28 in the 2 days, right? Or
yeah.
something.
In the next up, so the run differential goes Yankees
That's
plus
nuts.
the Yankees goes plus 199. The Rays are plus 29. The second place team has 160 less than the fucking Yankees in run differential.
So it's the Yankees, the difference between the third place and then the second place team.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Yep. And by the way, I actually did learn about how the All-Star or how the wild card goes in playoffs.
Awesome.
Want me to explain it? Let me explain it to the common person. So, and hear me out. Like I said, this is going to be.
How did you figure this out?
I figured this out by Googling it.
Okay.
So the first two teams, the division leaders, the best records, get a bye to the ALDS.
Yeah.
So they're already to the ALDS. Okay. And the wild card teams will play in a best of 3 series. So it'll be the wild card teams with the last division winner with like the best record will play in a best of 3.
Wait. So the worst record of the division winners plays the last wild card team.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll read it out to you again.
3-game series all at home,
The top 2
right?
division winners in each league receive a bye to the division series, while the lowest seeded division winner and 3 wild card teams will play in the wild card series round. Best of 3 series will take place with the higher seed hosting all 3 games.
That sucks.
So pretty much before you get to the ALDS, you have a best of 3 series still to play in, which is nightmare for this team.
I kind of love it.
No,
I love it for baseball, but
it's just for this team, it's absolutely nightmare fuel. So we'll see. We'll see.
Look at us go figuring shit out, man. Next, we need to figure out arbitration and
no, arbitrations. That's something that's just fucking
service time.
That's another thing that's like, whoa, you won't catch me fucking trying to figure that shit out. But yeah, so there you go. That we just described that to you. But anyways, Avery's and PEI. Are you gonna be golfing down there?
Yep, 5 rounds, 5 days.
You got your clubs. What course are you playing? Cobble Beach or whatever?
No, Cobble Beach is in Ontario. You're thinking of and it's not in this province.
It's in Nova Scotia. Scotia. I can genuinely say this with the utmost respect. I will never go to PEI in my life. I could genuinely say, like, if your city doesn't have a professional sports team, I just have no reason to go there.
Yeah, no, it's not very big. It's like you drive around, it just feels like small towns in Ontario everywhere all the time.
Yeah. So anyways, I mean, enjoy PEI. Good week, man. This is the best. Like I said on the last pod, the J, if they could win the rest of the games, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that first loss it's like whatever now. I don't really care for it.
We'll take it. Thanks for the wins.
Thanks for the wins. Obviously, thank you to listeners. Like I said, I was at the Jays game. Just it's crazy the reception that we get and the guys that shout out to Matt Whit. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correct, but Matt Whitcroft, I believe is his name, came down, said what's up to me. Massive fan of the show, massive listener, plays it on the YouTube on his like big TV in the living room. So, and by the way, if people want to know the results of the draft, yes, we don't know how to do a fucking poll. I have no idea how to do it.
I also don't know how to do it.
So I came in first, 111 votes right now. Like last week we had like 200. We're almost at 200 actually right now. Avery came in last, not even 1/10 of the votes.
The problem is, for me, I need to start drafting based for the graphic, not for the explanation.
Yeah,
because I don't get to talk about why Tim Meza and David Phelps are going to be good guys on the golf course. You just see 2 guys that you probably
you got to start pandering. You got to start pandering to the graphic.
Yeah, no.
JR came in second with half of my votes. So I won this week. Last week I was pathetic. I was an absolute pathetic loser.
I think we need to start grouping in like alumni, Blue Jays alum.
Yeah.
Because it's tough. We don't want to pick the same
obviously.
player.
You can't like JR
members.
wanted to bring in a dad, or was that you? Or no, it was JR.
No,
wanted
that
to
was
bring
not
a dad.
Me,
JR wanted to bring a dad into the mix. So that just won't happen.
Oh,
But thank you guys for listening. Obviously, have a great All-Star break. Enjoy the home run derby. Maybe throw some money on Acuna, Rodriguez. Let's get this bread. Obviously, not gonna be nothing to gamble on. So might as well just kind of have some fun with the with the home run derby and the All-Star game. Maybe take the AL because they're underdogs right now. And the AL is way better than NL.
Yeah. AL for all the marbles.
The AL for all the marbles. And this will count as a win for the Jays win streak if they do win.
Fact.
So just kind of making a mental note of that somewhere. But love you guys, man. And let's go. Let's have a great. We'll talk to you guys Friday before the Red Sox series. Positive vibes the rest of this week.
Positive vibes.